Creating a single product is tough, but scaling up manufacturing, adding more SKUs and making it all cost effective is even tougher. I'm gonna show you how one of many ways you can creatively participate and structure manufacturing agreements with your existing suppliers, which can really accelerate your growth, accelerate your product line expansion, and build a win-win situation for both yourself and your manufacturing partner. All of this is ultimately going to further compound your growth in your business. And one of the best ways and options to do this is to build on and leverage the manufacturing orders that you're already placing. This can be accomplished through an existing manufacturer or even with a new manufacturing partner that is open to opportunities that I'm going to cover in this video. If you checked out our channel before, you know all about processes, expertise in packaging, design, engineering, and manufacturing. However, in this video, I'm gonna show you how you can go beyond that and structure a business growth strategy through a manufacturing agreement. And the whole purpose of this entire video is mapping out your growth strategy and structure with your manufacturing partners, creative agreements, and manufacturing contracts. And I'm gonna do all this by showing you a real life case study that the biz dev team at Process was able to put together to help this brand that I've got right here, it's called Elwin, grow and expand their product line for a lot less upfront investment. So with what started as a single SKU, like a lot of us start, and you might be in that situation right now, expanded into a full-blown product line offering really, really quickly. The first SKU was this Elwin True wireless earbud, and we actually generated $500,000 on Kickstarter when launching this SKU. And it launched into wireless channel stores as well as some big box accounts such as TJ Maxx and also on Amazon for distribution. And the timing was really unique on this specific product and it was really well played because it had a couple of years shelf life before Apple came out with the AirPods. And so that went on to completely dominate the market, but this had some nice runway. And when you develop something new or really innovative, okay, there's gonna be other companies that are going to do the same thing or copy you, or they're already working on it. So you need to be able to expand your product line well beyond that one SKU. But by this time, Elwin and its manufacturer had begun to leverage the growth plan and manufacturing agreement that they had put into place from the beginnings. And this accelerated the mutually beneficial product development roadmap and launched these products that you see here. I've got a bunch of their products right here on my desk. Process and Elwin expanded the line up into Bluetooth speakers, battery chargers, cables, screen protectors, and cell phone cases, all of which leveraged a spider web of connected factories within one network overseas. So $500,000 from Kickstarter turned into a few $1,000,000 in the first year. With both the factory and Elwin on board, the product line plan expanded quickly and Elwin put into a brick and mortar retailers, Amazon, and other distribution channels. And at that same time, Elwin was clearing $1 million to the bottom line, and their factory partners were sharing in that growth. And collectively through the agreement, it was feeding the product development cycle that I'm gonna talk about right now. And the significance really of this whole strategy here falls in this manufacturing agreement structure. You gotta put it into the place at the beginning of the relationship or when you're going into a new factory. And we were able to leverage the factory developed technology for wireless earbuds well before Apple launched AirPods. Elwin, as an electronics company, needed this advantage. They needed this in their back pocket. And together, Process and Elwin were able to form this manufacturing agreement, which incentivized the product development, product engineering, and that shared in the investment and the growth. So once this true wireless earbud scaled, the parties following the agreement began expanding and investing in product development, totaling about over $500,000 in CADs, molds, and tooling. And all of this was absorbed by the manufacturing partner. This is possible because of the manufacturing partners also participating in the allocation of the revenues. And this is what's called a growth agreement. So it's actually a lot more common than most entrepreneurs realize. You see, both your contract manufacturer and you as an entrepreneur or developing a product, you want the same thing. You're looking for a business opportunity. Both of you rely on the growth of sales and the number of units to scale your business, which means that there's so much more alignment and more options than you actually realize in structuring these manufacturing agreements and contracts. So collectively, both parties grow and profit only when there are units sold. Multiple products are always gonna be better than one product. And if all this is true and you're really joined at the hip with your manufacturing partner, why not look for creative ways to more consummate that relationship and share in some of the risk and the growth together. So as always, here on the channel, we break down some of the math and the structure for you right here. So a common manufacturing margin on existing electronics could be between 8 and 15%. This is the margin that the factory is getting, okay? The design, electronic engineering, and tooling for these earbuds at the time were roughly valued at about 100 grand. One of the many creative options is to consider sharing the design and the development expenses with your manufacturing partner. So you could consider it like 50-50, for example. Like each party of that 100,000 would take on 50K. There's also gonna be a development fee. And for your manufacturing partner to absorb this, let's offer them an added incentive to double their 50K, double their investment and return within the first year, and with future upside to maybe even quadruple. So we can do this like in two parts. So first, we can increase the manufacturing margin by an additional 10% or so. So until their original investment doubles. So they're excited because instead of that 8 to 15% margin, they might be getting 10, 25, 30% margin to make more money on their investment. The second thing we can do is we can do a profit share on the wholesale side here. So at a fair percentage of like your choosing until the original investment is returned and then doubled. And finally, when this threshold is reached or exceeded, you can collectively reinvest it again in the next set of design and tooling and development of the products and so on and so forth. So the benefits of the manufacturer are obvious here, right? They're making more money quicker and developing more products, but the benefits to you and your brand are infinite. And so let's break down a couple of those benefits here. So first, you're deferring the design and the development expense. Cash is king, especially early on. When you defer that expense, it's huge. Second, your manufacturing partner will be incentivized to overinvest, to overdevelop within the category of their expertise, and so are you. You've aligned a partner with capabilities and design and development beyond your resources. For example, say you wanted only to launch one Bluetooth speaker to start, and this is actually what really happened. Elwin wanted to develop one Bluetooth speaker, but the factory, because they wanted to overdevelop, they were incentivized to grow, they developed 3, and this is what they actually launched with, multiple Bluetooth speakers. So why wouldn't you do 3? Why would you stop at 1 if they're giving you the option to do 3, especially with that expense deferred? When you share on that upside collectively, there's so much alignment in the opportunity. This will be seen and felt by both parties, and there's just gonna be so much more cohesive alignment. Most importantly, when you're building a bridge to a very valuable and trusted relationship with your contract manufacturer, and this is gonna help a lot in development. So for this venture, a creative manufacturing agreement helped Elwin grow from 1 SKU, this original earbud, to 4 headsets, 3 Bluetooth speakers, a battery power bank, a dozen cell phone cases and screen protectors, and every variation of micro USB lightning cable that you can think of. Because all this happened within 18 months with very nominal development fees. So imagine if you owned your own manufacturing facility with all the development resources under one roof. How fast could your company move? How fast could you expand? This is actually what can happen with this type of structure when they're really joined in, have these aligned incentives. So as I've said before, maybe you're an entrepreneur, maybe you are leading a product team and building product. Both you and the factories you source and use for your products want the exact same thing, that you want to make a bunch of product, you want to grow, you want to sell a bunch of units. But when you structure like this, you can grow quicker, you can share in those risks, you can share what will be great rewards for both parties. All right, guys, thank you for checking this episode out. For more product manufacturing ideas and structures, give us a call and subscribe below. This is what we do, and we can do it in creative ways that can bridge relationships and build advantages for both parties. My name is Paul, and we will see you guys on the next one.